Hello everyone, can you believe it or not, there's another news video. I thought this would be it till Easter weekend, but I'm out and about again, so I'll do it from my car. I actually enjoy doing videos from my car. It just feels a bit more enclosed and less echoey, I guess. So, what we're going to talk about today, there's stories on Joao Gomes and Angel Gomes about their futures. Bit of an update. Also, I've got to talk about Jorge Mendes after the agent fees has come out, which are very, very surprising. So I'm actually going to start with that, with the Jorge Mendes agents fees and things like that, because it come out not long after I released yesterday's video, actually. Yeah, so Wolves spent 25.96 million on agent fees between the 4th of February 25 and the 2nd of February 26. The 7th highest in the league, according to the latest publication from the FA, which they put out, as I said, just after I recorded yesterday's video. It's mad because the year before it was 13.5 million on agent fees from Feb 24 to Feb 25. The only clubs that have paid more, the biggest one, Chelsea, 65 million on agent fees. I saw they made a 262 million pounds loss as well in their financial year, so that is mad. So yeah, only the big boys above us really, the top six, and Villa spent 38 million on agent fees as well. So considering we're 7th highest on agent fees and we're rock bottom now, maybe Jeff was thinking at the time when he like that all this happened was, well, we're going to be pushing top 7 anyway, so yeah, I'm willing to pay that much in agent fees. But I've got a bit of a theory that this is so big because of a certain Jorge Mendes. Now, of course, he does represent some of our players. He's represented a lot of our players in the past, and as we know, Wolves have got a really strong connection with Gestafoot because we've got 15%, well, Fosun have got 15% stake in Gestafoot, and they've got a really close relationship with them, because I seen the way Nathan, she and Matt Jackson themselves, when I was in the meeting with them in January, they spoke so highly about everyone at Gestafoot, the people they have to speak to, and obviously Jorge Mendes himself. And you've got to remember, Jorge Mendes, there were situations where in the Strand Larsen deal in January, obviously Strand Larsen is not a Gestafoot client, but he was negotiating the fees for Wolves, on behalf of Wolves. And in January, when the Joao Gomes Napoli was happening, when Napoli were interested in Joao Gomes, there was reports that Jorge Mendes was negotiating that deal too, despite Joao Gomes not being his client. So maybe there's been certain, like there were certain fees that changed hands where Jorge Mendes, despite not having the player as his client, received fees for that. So maybe that's why it's so high. Again, it's ridiculous. I just can't believe how much agents get paid. It's the best job in the world to have, isn't it? Best job in the world. So, well, is it a worry? Is it so high because of that? And I think we're not going to go away from Jorge Mendes because, as I've said, we've got stakes in the Gestafoot company. So yeah, maybe Jeff was just leaning on Jorge Mendes to do the negotiations because he probably weren't comfortable with himself doing it, or Tete at the time, or obviously not Vitor wouldn't have been doing it. So crazy that we paid that much in agent fees, and it's just not good, is it? Not good at all. And we're not going to be paying that much next season, the Championship. No way, no way. So that'll shoot right down. But be interesting to see if with the sales we make, it'd be interesting to see if Jorge Mendes is involved again, because we know Joao Gomes will be going, which brings me nicely on to my next topic. So Transfer News Live on Twitter put out a bit of a post about the Joao Gomes interest again. This, again, talking of agents, this is probably agents putting out the feelers to journalists and that to get it going again. So there's a lot of interest in Joao Gomes, and according to Transfer Live, Man United are the front runners again. And the fee, again, which I think we spoke about before when I've done previous videos, especially around January time, is £40 million, which I would have been kind of happy for that in January. So if we can hold the £40 million value when he does leave in the summer, I think that would be good business, because we need all the money we can get to rebuild our Championship squad. I think Joao Gomes himself is no secret wants to stay in the Premier League. That's probably why the Napoli deal didn't progress back in January. So most likely we're going to see Joao Gomes as a Man United player, which is so annoying because I hate the fact Cunha went there. Apart from West Brom, I dislike Man United the most out of any club. So I hate it when Wolves players are linked or go there like Cunha has. I didn't really mind Ait Nouri going to City, for example. don't really have much beef with City. Anyway, enough about me. Another Gomes, Angel Gomes. It's been revealed, right? He's on ridiculous wages, which I kind of already knew. And I'll get into the details around the Marseille loan deal. But first, he actually spoke to Wolves a bit about his time at Wolves. So before I get onto the wages stuff, this is what he had to say. He said he never ruled out coming back to England. A lot of people thought maybe I'd come back sooner, but it was about what made sense for me. At this point, it was a good window, a good opportunity to come back and to play in the Premier League. Rob's been great for me. I've seen the transition he's also gone through from being together in the 20s. He's obviously the same guy and has a real drive and ambition, and he wants to see the club really succeed. Since I've been in, it's been really refreshing. I've loved the experience so far being here. Everyone's made me feel really settled, and for me, that was important. The attention to detail since I've been back has been really good. I obviously know that the situation for the club has been difficult for the players, but the vibe and the camp has been great. It's been really positive so far. So yeah, obviously refers to his relationship with Rob, and I think I've said before, this deal would never have happened if it weren't for his relationship with Rob Edwards, and we're getting some more details about the deal, and I was a little bit optimistic we might see Angel Gomes in the Championships next season despite his high wages. After reading this, I just don't think there's a chance him coming down with us and taking a wage reduction. So Sean Lunt again, I've spoke about him before, from Sports Witness, a journo. He did an article, and the title of it was Wolves covering €400,000 a month. 400,000, yeah, 400,000 euros a month salary on loan deal. He put Gomes, a free transfer from Lille, is also among the top earners. He's on 400,000 euros a month, almost triple what he was on previously, which is interesting. He was rewarded for being a free agent. So because he was a free agent, when he went to Marseille, he got massive wages because of it. They're covering that entire figure during the deal, including bonuses. That's Wolves. So Wolves are covering all that. Marseille are not paying a thing, and we're also paying his bonuses. So roughly that's around, we're going to be paying around 2.4 million in wages, euros that is, just to loan the 25-year-old to the end of the season. We've also already paid £1 million in euros, well, million euros, sorry, for the loan deal itself. The deal does include an option to buy, but that is so unlikely. It just is, isn't it? Because if we get relegated, for one, I don't think we're going to pay his wages. For two, I don't think Angel Gomes will want to play for us. Yeah, it's strange, this one. I'm surprised the deal actually even happened. I'm surprised it's actually even happened, because he hasn't actually been a starter, has he? He come off the bench and did really well away at Brentford and changed the game. On his debut against Chelsea, I thought he played well, but apart from that, he hasn't been that great, and he probably hasn't done himself any favours in finding a club still in the Premier League next season. So basically, we know Joao Gomes is going. We already kind of knew that. But I think Angel Gomes now, even though I personally had a little bit of hope he might come down with us because of his relationship with Rob, when you hear the money he's on, like, wow, 100,000 euros a week, basically, which is what, about £80,000 a week? Mad. Mad. And he won't probably want to be on half of that. So we'll see. You never know, but I think we've got the future of Angel Gomes done. He's not going to be staying, and obviously we already knew about Joao Gomes anyway. And just before I leave here as well, there's a bit of a story on Fer Lopez. So Wolves do not want to let him go cheaply. Obviously we signed him for 23 million euros in the summer. We know it didn't work out. He's gone on loan back to Celta Vigo. He's loving life, he's playing well, and they desperately want him back. They wanted him on loan for longer as well, but Wolves were like, no, you're just having him until the end of the season. And it says that Fer Lopez got very little appetite to play in the Championship. Obviously he turned down the chance to go on loan to the Championship. Wolves wanted him to, he said no, and now it's looking like he just don't want to come back. He wants to go back to Celta, whichever way that is, which is a complicated thing. But it is said that Celta Vigo are really hopeful that Jorge Mendes, again, bringing him up again, can make this happen. And look, they're never going to pay the money we paid for him. So this is such a bizarre deal, isn't it? It's just gone so bad. And look, they want to either loan him with an option to buy or loan him with Wolves. Look, they in the article, they go through every single possible situation. But I think the least likely is a direct transfer, unless they get close to the 23 million euros, which, as I said, I just don't think they'll be able to afford it, to be honest. I just don't think they'll pay it. So we've got a Fabio Silva situation on our hands again, haven't we? I joked about it on a video the other week, but I think we have. You don't want to come back to us. I'm sure if he had to and he had to play, he'd give his all, maybe. He seems like a good lad, doesn't he, when you've seen him? And he's definitely shown glimpses of quality for Wolves despite his struggles, but he's doing really well at Celta. So, again, another player that we probably definitely won't be seeing in the Championship for Wolves next season. But yeah, there we go. Another news video despite no games. A lot of journalists and that are putting out stories about our players to fill their time, and it's always great to discuss it. But again, happy Easter, everyone. Have a great Friday and Monday off. Most people in the UK have got that on the bank holiday Easter weekend. Please like the video, please subscribe if you're new, and please comment your thoughts down below. Cheers.